So as promised, actually gearing up to get the new exhaust on right now. Just to get you guys up to speed, I basically picked up an Aero Pro Race exhaust. This is actually for a Monster 1200. It actually ended up working out pretty well because, like, just lining these up in a very crude fashion, this looks like this should package pretty well. I am taking that mount off, and then this pipe extending out from the weld, that's probably going to get cut off too, and I'll probably put the V-band like right where the weld is, just to keep everything the same length, because I do want it to be as compact as possible. Something that is pretty nice about this exhaust though is that it's actually you have the option to outfit it with what's referred to as a dB killer, and from the videos that I've heard on YouTube, they make a pretty significant difference. So you can see this 10mm hole right here at the top. It actually bolts in with one bolt. I took it out already. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. This actually worked out too because I didn't really want to spend a lot of money on this, because a lot of these exhausts, especially the titanium exhaust systems, they are really expensive for these bikes in OEM fashion. So this is what the dB killer looks like right here. It almost kind of reminds me of like those governed scooter exhaust. But I am going to make a before and after when I pull this out and when I put it in, because I just want to hear the difference, because I'm just really curious at how quiet I can make this thing. Because to be honest, I know a lot of people leave these out, but I'm probably going to roll with this because I don't really like a lot of attention on this thing. I know that's saying a lot, especially with having a 1199 swapped Grom, but I don't want it obnoxiously loud. Like, I don't know. This thing is insanely loud right now. I mean, obviously it's straight piped. There's nothing in there. But this should look pretty sweet. So let me put that. This is a titanium can. This pipe is stainless steel, so I had to buy two different V-bands. I usually just get my stainless V-bands right off of Amazon. This is the Evil Energy. I've had really good luck with their stuff. So 2.5 inch here, and then I got a Vibrant titanium, which will be welded on the actual can. It actually kind of sucks too, because this titanium V-band was like literally half the price of the exhaust, which is crazy, and I'm only using half of that. I'm using one flange from that because it'll be a stainless male and then a titanium female mated up, 2.5 inch titanium clamp holding everything together. So first things first, I'm actually going to get this mount cut off because I'm not using it. This exhaust is light enough to where I don't even think this will need a secondary mount back here. I mean, this pipe right here is actually heavier than this exhaust, and I'll actually be doing a little bit of weight reduction by going to this. So I'm gonna just hack that off, and then I'll probably take the rest of this off right here just to keep it nice and short. V-band will be welded right here where this weld is, and it should be pretty simplistic. Just to keep you guys update on what I'm actually doing with the exhaust though, I'm not the biggest fan of the exhaust wrap. I kind of just did that as a makeshift way to keep the heat down, because this thing does get hot under my leg. Probably need to wrap this area right here, but all in all, my plan with the exhaust is to actually get it Cerakoted. I personally want to do FDE coating, which is pretty on par with exactly it's like the same exact color as the Ducati Panigale engine case covers. So I think that will look pretty sweet, because once again, I'm not a biggest fan of the exhaust wrap. It's not my thing. I mean, I've used it before in the past, but this stuff, if you constantly get these pipes wet with these pipes being wrapped like this, like literally, I had a rear mount turbo pickup truck, and I wrapped the entire exhaust in this stuff, and when I actually pulled the exhaust wrap off, it was literally taking like chunks of material out of the pipe. So I guess it was from so many heating and cooling cycles and getting the pipes wet. So this is not a long-term solution for me right here. So that stuff will be coming off when I find a suitable Cerakoter. So yeah, let me get this trimmed up, and then I'm gonna make a video, show you guys what the bike sounds like right now with this current pipe, and then I'll show you what it sounds like with the new Aero Pro Race exhaust, which looks pretty badass. So give me a few and I'll be back. Alright, so this is what it sounds like. Basically just straight pipe. So that's basically what it sounds like, straight pipe. Didn't want to let it run too long because the last video I did this oil cooler. Actually, maybe this happened like when I first got the engine, maybe it bumped up against something, but there is a small pinhole leak in this separator plate right here. So I'm gonna get this off, get it flushed out, and then I'm gonna get that re-welded. So it's kind of weird, but I kept noticing a coolant leak on this side. It was nowhere near this bad, so maybe it was like already a small pinhole leak in it or something, and then it just got worse because I noticed that it was like misting out right after I got off the freeway on the bike. So you can see it's like cooling all right here. So I'm gonna get that welded up, taken care of. So that definitely explains the mysterious coolant leak. but yeah, that's basically what the bike sounds like with this straight pipe right here. It's like a 3-inch straight pipe, or 2 3/4. The Aero exhaust, I did get the pipe cut off. I got the aluminum V-band on there right now. I do want to throw this on the belt sander though and get everything nice and square, but the V-band will basically be welded right on the right side of it right there. I just need to hit it with the belt sander, get it nice and flush, and then yeah, and then get this pipe cut off right here. I'm actually about to pull the exhaust off now, cut the pipe right at the weld, and we should be good to go. So let's see what it sounds like. All right guys, so this is what the finished product looks like. Came out pretty badass. I personally like this pipe a lot better. I feel like it adds that extra layer of the aesthetics that I was looking for. But let's hear what it sounds like. I got the O2 tightened up. I got everything all sealed up and ready to go. So let's see if I can.
Mo ride ready.
Listen to that greeting. Let's see if I can get it to light on the first start. So 89 degrees is pretty cold. Let's see. Sounds a lot more muffled. Alright, so I actually just threw the DB killer in, and this is just more so just for a test, just to show you guys what it sounds like, or the difference at least. So let me start it up with this and see what it sounds like. Quite a difference. that exhaust though. All right, so a bit of a look from the back. It's kind of what it looks like. But I got the Insta360 set up. I got my GoPro chest cam on. Yes, I'm fat. And I'm about to take a spin. Hopefully the camera can actually pick up what the exhaust sounds like now that it's not so blatantly loud. So, yeah, let's take a ride. All right, going on a little ride today. That's one way to start the video, huh? Hell of a way to start the video. Or the second part of the video, I guess. Really need to fix this fuel tank. This is some BS that I gotta do to build this up, but it's kind of like a temporary solution right now. But I basically have like a radiator peacock valve that I have tied to my vent, and I basically just have to like degas it every single time I fill up the fuel, so it doesn't vaporize. Hate the smell of it. If it was an E85, it wouldn't be so bad, but this pump, yeah, this shit stinks.
so I've been going back and forth trying this all day, all day today. It's like whenever my GoPro, whenever I got a good shot on the Insta360, my friggin' GoPro, something is always not connected, or I forget to hit the record button. So let's try this again. So you guys hear me talking through the Cena. I actually want to try to find a way to dampen this a little bit because I feel like the mic volume is too loud. So, like I said, I still got to work on the cold start tune-up. When the engine has some heat, it fires off immediately. But like first thing in the morning, it does take a little bit of cranking just to get it to fire up. I mean, it's not too bad, but it could be better. So, but. That was a good rip right there. Man, that felt good. Trying to decide where should I go. Kind of want to drive like near some water or something. Cool off a little bit. Also, something else I want to touch up on is sometimes I'll have like weird, pull the clutch in. Sometimes I'll have like weird instances where if I come to a stoplight really abruptly, like from a high pull, like it'll stall. I think I might know what that is because I dealt with an issue similar to that on my Turbo YZ. It's a parameter called diesel fuel cut, and I think what happens is when the engine goes from like loaded to unloaded, it like changes the fuel like abruptly. But I think you can kind of put in a taper to mitigate it. But I have to play around with it. But it's just like one of those little quirks that I gotta fix. This thing definitely runs hard though, for sure. It's so fun. I almost don't want to change the gearing because it's just so torquey, and like I feel like I could beat anything out the hole on this thing. It's just amazing. So fun, dude. So fun. like I make people put it in park real quick. Seriously. No, but seriously though, this thing is fun, especially from a dig. Wait till I put the traction control on it and actually make first through third gear actually usable. But I don't know. I do kind of want to go up a tooth in the front, which should. I mean, they say theoretically 1 tooth in the front will equate to 3 in the rear. Because I do want to lower my cruise RPM a little bit. Because like if I could get it down to like 2,500, that would be ideal. Like usually when I cruise around, like a little bit faster than this, it'll be around like high 3s. I just want to lower that a little bit. I think it'll probably help with coolant temperature too if I'm not in the R's so high cruising. But right now I got I have a 14 front sprocket and a 32 rear. And I would much rather change that front sprocket than the rear because you got to be careful with when you go with two little teeth in the rear, you could change the chain angularity, and you could run into an issue where you start having clearance issues between the chain and the swing arm. I dealt with that on my YZ as well too.
Yep, took a slight break. Let this thing cool down. But it's been running pretty beautifully. I do, like I mentioned earlier, I do want to see if I could possibly have much bigger end tanks installed on these radiators, because I feel like that might help substantially. I really don't want a core that sticks out wider than or I don't want a core that's wider than what I currently have, because I just feel like the proportions are just right for a Grom. But maybe I could look into maybe extending it down and obviously putting some much larger end tanks on it, because I mean these fittings that I got on here right now, this is all stuff that can change. I mean, this stuff is cheap on Amazon, so cut, rewield, not a big deal. But yeah, all in all, I'm pretty happy with this exhaust. Like I said, the Insta360, I mean, that I can only do so much with this, because just at a certain decibel level, this does kind of distort what the exhaust truly sounds like. I'm sure you guys probably can notice a difference just in the idle alone, but it definitely gives it that, I almost want to call it like the Ducati burble. Definitely looks a lot better. I mean, the straight pipe that I had on it looked pretty badass too, but I just feel like this flows a lot better. And then obviously the colorization on those welds, it just gives it that extra pop. So but yeah, all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. Pretty happy. Got to work on getting the mount fixed for this right here. I do have a billet mount for it. I just got to get a die grinder, and because this is a little bit wider than the FT Nano. This is the new Nano Pro right here, which is pretty badass. I upgraded to that on my YZ and splurged and got one for the Ducati Grom as well. It's a nice touchscreen. Well, actually,
No ride ready.
hear that greeting. Actually, let me start it right now. Let me put it in neutral. Make sure it's in neutral, and I'm gonna start it. Spoke too soon. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Wrap this video up. And yeah, go from there. Try to do a weekly drop of 2 videos minimum. So I'm gonna chop this one up, get it out tonight. Let me know what you think in the comments for sure. Let me know what you think that it looks like, and let me know how you think it sounds. If you haven't already, please comment, like, and subscribe. Go follow me on Instagram, TikTok, all of the above, and stay tuned for the next video. Peace.